Hello friends and potential friends. Well, today is December 24th, 2023, Christmas Eve. And I figured I'd come out here and offer a little bit of a holiday present to my friends up north. I know there's a storm heading across the country right now. Southern tip of it's supposed to be here tomorrow night. But down here, that means instead of getting into the 70s for highs, we'll be getting into the 60s. A lot of my friends are not so fortunate. So I came out here to give y'all a little bit of a green fix for the holidays. Got some mixed blessings. This bed here I filled up with radish seeds 2 or 3 weeks ago. Not one of them came up. What you see there is a little bit of basil that I took out of this tower next to it. And in the tower, I put radish seeds in this top tier. And as you can see, I've had about 110% germination rate. The other tiers are filled up with carrots of various kinds, and a lot of those are coming up good too. Comfrey, romaine lettuce, cilantro, those have been going into my salads regularly. And here's another disappointment, and I kind of expected this one, but now it's become clear that okra doesn't like to grow this time of year. Collards sure do. These are Georgia collards here at this end, cabbage collards at the far end, and right next to them I've got dinosaur kale, Florida broadleaf mustard. And those leaves are starting to get pretty broad too. I've seen bigger, and those will probably get bigger as time goes on. Got some red mustard here, and then some Napa cabbages. Now, I made a mistake when I put this bed together. Instead of using grass cuttings for mulch, I took some stuff out of ran through the chipper shredder and put that in here, and obviously that stuff was full of weed seeds. I've been coming out here pulling weeds every day, and I just can't seem to stay ahead of them. But luckily, the greens are staying ahead of them. They don't seem to be bothering them greens at all. Far bed back here, we've got some Brussels sprouts at the end. Then a little bit of Black Beauty eggplant, and it looks like I just might get some fruit out of this before long. At least it will if the pollinators will cooperate a little bit. Seems like the only pollinators we've got that we can depend on this time of year are the mosquitoes. And we got some broccoli growing here. And then my favorite, curly kale. Been getting a lot of salads out of that stuff too. Now you may have seen a week or so ago that I filled this bed up with garlic. And I'm hoping that that stuff doesn't sprout until sometime in the spring. But at the far end you can see I've got elephant garlic. It's growing great. This bed was another disappointment. I planted onions at this end and at the far end, and then in the middle I planted about 6 or 8 rows of carrot seeds. Now I put the seeds down, and then I put boards over top of it to keep them from washing away. Kept checking on them, and when I started seeing them sprouting, I waited a few more days and then took the boards off, and our temperatures were still running in the 80s most every day. So they all promptly died. I came back in and reseeded these 2 rows. And as you can see now, those are popping up pretty good. The bigger ones you see in there is what's left of the first planting. And the rest of the green you see in here is all purslane. Now I don't mind purslane, it's good in a salad, but I sure don't need that much. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Tomatoes, we've got Romas along this side, and one lone contender bush bean. It is producing a few beans here and there, but that's the only one that came up on this side of the bed. Got more tomatoes in here. I think these are Floridads with some more Romas at the end. And I'm starting to see a few flowers here and there. So maybe we'll be getting some tomatoes out of them before too awful long. Over on this side, I've got the Blue Lake bush beans. They've been starting to flower, but I haven't seen any beans on them yet. And then around here on the far side, my pride and joy. These were the first tomatoes that I planted this year. Got Everglades at this end, Homesteads at the far end, and they've got blossoms all over the place. In fact, I keep looking. I expect to see some teeny tiny tomatoes starting to form any day now. In fact, that might be one right there. So I might be getting some tomatoes before long. And I hope I do, because next month is normally our coldest month of the year. And I want to get some tomatoes out of here before the cold weather sets in. Still have pineapples scattered all over the place. Those are the sweet potatoes that I planted. I think that was in November. And then there's the Patience garden. Patience garden isn't doing much right now. A lot of the stalks have died off. I haven't cleaned it out yet because a lot of the stalks are still growing. So it's mostly just sitting there trying to test my patience. We don't get the pretty colors that most of the country gets. This is what we have pretty much year-round. Except a lot of things in the garden will tend to turn brown around July and August. But these are our fall colors. So I just figured I'd give my friends a little bit of a green fix for Christmas. Whether you celebrate Christmas or the commercial version, or Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, even if you don't celebrate anything at all, I hope you're having a great holiday season. Hope you enjoy your Christmas present, and I'll see you next time.